Okay, go.
Because today we're going to start learning halachas of Pesach. Today we're going to learn the halacha if buying machine matzah, if it's okay to use for Pesach. Machine matzah, halacha. So we're going to divide the answer to two. One is the matzah of the first 2 nights or the first night in Eretz Yisrael. It's more a chiyuv than the regular. And other days, if you could eat regular machine matzah during chol hamoed. The whole machine matzah really started approximately 120 years ago because it's making more research exactly the year, but because you're going to see poskim that lived before that time, they don't talk about machine matzah because they didn't have any machine matzah. So we're going to see we could derive the halacha from what written way before that and apply this to the machine matzah. So the tour rides like this in Tov Samach and oisin hamatzas alade akum cheres shoyta v'koton. He says you cannot do the matzahs through goy or cheres shoyta v'koton. And he brings the sheiltas losho akum leisa. If the doing the lisha, the dough, it was done by a goy or cheres shoyta v'koton, the lav b'nei shimur ninu. They don't know Shmurah Matzah. Said you have to shammer the matzahs from becoming hamoed. They don't know how to do proper shimur. Afalgav the afya Yisrael bardas. Even though the baking was done through a Yisrael bardas over bar mitzvah, v'avad b'shimur, and he made the shimur it shouldn't become hamoed. B'shas afya lo novik ve'ed chavasa. So the shiltas we see. If even by the afiyah, by the baking was done by Ayid Bardas, if the preparation to the baking, the lisha was done, the making the dough was done through people that are not Bardas, you cannot be Yotzei the Chavase. So that's one opinion of the Sheiltas. Then the two brings the shit of Rab Cohen Tzedek. Lotus the Chavase Belel Rishon Ena Lo Matzah Sh'afo Yisrael L'Shem Matzah. The only way you could be yotzeh on the first night of when it's mitzvah the rice to eat the matzah, it's have to be only when a Jew baked it l'shem matzah. Not only you keep it from hamoed, but you're doing it l'shem mitzvahs matzah. The Shmurah Matzah is actually a shimur l'shem matzah. The Bach explains over here that it's obviously the tour doesn't bring this shit of Reb Cohen Tzedek to tell you that's enough to only do the baking l'shem matzah. He says because there's no baking without previous work for the dough. It includes only this shita. It's have to be done the lisha and the afiyah l'shem matzah. And then he brings the third sheet of Rabbi Goen Kosav Matzah Shafo Akum B'fnei Yisrael Alidei Shimur Kitikuna Mutar L'Yisrael Ochla. That's the most shita that Mekel, the shita of Rabbi Goen. If the matzah was done through the Goyim did it, but there was hashgocha on it. The somebody mashgiach that should not become chometz. So it says you're allowed to do it. So the difference between the other shitas and this shita of Rabbi Goen, if lemaisa who have to do the hashgacha, the shmira, according to the other shitas, the shmira have to be done people that actually oisek, they doing the matzah, whether the lisha, it starts different. Some saying the grinding have to be done by the eden, some not. So there is different avoidance of whether the shimur have to start mishas ketzira. By already harvesting, or only after you grind the grain.
Practically, do all the companies go to the tzad chumrah?
Practically, the hand matzahs, they as far as I know, they're starting all from Shas Ketzira. But that you're going to see on the boxes. And I hope it's not only on the boxes. I hope it's on the ground too, on the field also. It's Mishas Ketzira. Okay, so he says.
Any Shmurah has to be done by Jewish people?
So like this. According to the sheiltas, it's have to be done lishmo. According to Rav Tzedek Cohen, you could argue with according to Rav Tzedek it's only the afiyah or before, so they have to be done lishmo. The afiyas matzah to be lish. But according, like I said, to many shittas of the Rishonim, already from Ktsira, Tchina, Elisha, Afia, all these avoiders have to be done by a Jew. And according to the most makel shittas, Rav Hai Gaon, that as long as you're watching it, again, he speaks about the Rav Hai Gaon speaking about Shafo Akum. What he holds from before, I think that all the Achronim, I think, argue about this. But let's go according to the Shira. That could be only Hashgacha Memela. Okay, so and also it's brought in Tov Nun Gimel Kosav Ariv. שצריך לשמור חיטין שיוצאים בו ידי מצה משעס קצירה שלא בא מים. According to the Rif, the Shmira Lishma, Lashem Matzah, and the shouldn't become chometz. It's have to be Mishas Ktsira from harvesting, V'adoin Avir Ezakoshev, Shenzer Ela Mishas Tchina. Rosh is Mekel, as long as when you come to grind the matzah, it's done Lishma, that's good. And it says the two brings V'zelashena, it brings it from the Rosh. Nohagin ba'ashkenas v'tzarfas l'shoma mishas tchina l'fisha oz mekarvenos malamayim shetochnen berechaim shel mayim. V'chakoso b'sheiltas lo nofik yedechavos el b'matzah the mintera michimutz. You only could be yoytz of the matzah that was guarded from chimutz. I mean kad nofel maya ilove. The soon as it came in touch with the water, that's already after the grinding. If the guy brought the grinding, the ochera shit of a cotton, you're not yotzer the chavat. Shuva lagon likach kemach min ashuk b'shas adchak mutar v'yotzem v'dol machzikin isur aval atchila bo yeshimo to buy stam flour and then make a matzah. Says lechatchila. It's also b'shas adchak. It says but the Mogen Avram says since there already was a minhag in the in places. I'm not sure it was the Mogen of the Taz, but there was a minhag to wash off the grain. So the memela you cannot buy today even b'shas adchak kemach min ashuk. Akoponim, the main nekuda over here, we're translating now this halacha for the machine matzahs like this. The taina of those, some saying the machine matzah is more mehuder mitzat chometz more than anything because the machine could work a lot faster. It's a lot more goes by the second. It's a machine, so memela it could guard it from chimetz more than anybody. It's a machine. So they taina it's the best kosher matzahs. However, it's possible. I'm not arguing on this now. If the machine could do better matzah or not, let's say it could do a better matzah, but there is an element on Pesach ushmartem es matzahs that to be the shimur lishma to be l'shem Pesach. Same thing cheres shoyte v'koton. And a goy we don't trust his lishma, even though you're watching it, you're seeing the whole process because he the one doing it. Have to do the shimur, so there's no das by them. We're saying to do it lishmo. Machine doesn't have a das, so it would be the machine matzah would be according to this lichoira, like cheres shoyte v'koton or goy doing it. There's no lishmo over there, and here's the loshon of the Chassam Sofer. He questions from when it's have to start the process of lishmo. The Chassam Sofer says like this. L'choresh l'ayin la'aramam. The boy shimur mishas ktsira, u'la'aramam l'mahana im Yisrael omed al gaboy. According to the Rambam, the shimur of the matzah to be ready from harvesting. It doesn't help the Jew watching him, mashgiach over there on the field. It doesn't help. He says, "Im ken ech yosana yedech shmira mishas ktsira va'kotzrim goyim." By us, he says, the Kotzrim are goyim. That's what the look was in Hungary in time of Chassam Sofer. Va'afia atchina nasa lefam alei goy. I'm sorry, not va'afia. Va'afila atchina. And even sometimes the grinding of the grain was done through goyim. V'Yisrael omed al gabov. There was hashgoch over there, and the ktsira, and the tchina, and the grinding the grain. V'nireli. The lechora tzarich even aposkim kulam the boy lisha va'afia alei Yisrael. Says lechora could ask the same question. Legabe the poskim is the matrich. The lisha va'afia should be alei Yisrael. He says, "Atu lisha va'afia ksuva shmira hu dechsiva." Doesn't say in the posuk you should do the dough and you should bake. It says v'shmarten or something. The shmira. V'chan de'Yisrael omed u'mishamer lishmo. Mali ba'alash va'oife. So why it's not enough mashgiach? Bekitzur, he's basically asking. He didn't have machine matzah yet, but he's asking, if goyim doing it or ktanim doing it, or choresh, if you omed al gabav, you have a mashgiach, that's the shmira. If you're doing the shmira, then what's wrong? It says Shmurah Matzah. I'm guarding it, and they should do it right. Something over here. I'm looking at the machine doing it right. I'm the mashgiach on the machine. So what's wrong with it? So he answers, Tzorich Lemar, the halash va'oife hu atzmo tzorich liyas ha-mishamer. So he says clearly over here, the Indian, that's a little bit different of Shmurah Matzah. It's not only I should make sure it's kosher, I have to have lishma. I'm guarding it l'shem matzah's mitzvah, and that's have to be the person doing it himself. He have to be the mashgiach. The doing it, the one doing it, have to be the mashgiach. He says, "Vi efshar la'achar sheishmor zeh v'keman tebin hashmira lishmo." Again, the punchline of here, it's not just shmira from chimutz. It's lishmo, shmira l'shem matzah. It shouldn't become chometz. It's shmira. Memele, he says, "Efshar sheilish goy cherashot v'koton." Onam hainu dafka lisha v'afiyah. That's only kam lisha v'afiyah. Why you could argue with the Chasam Sofer, but I'm just trying to bring now the nekuda over here. But he says now the following: Aval shimur de ksiren el hashgocha shlo tipal alachitim mayim. From the ksira he says that's only hashgocha, no water should fall on them. It's ma'aseh But Alma he says the mela that you could do through goy. Why you could say who says from this point to this point? It's a lot of shittas. Okay. I'm leaving it for later. I mean, this is not the issue over here. I mean, I'm bringing the punchline of the Chasam Sofer that the inyan of hashgocha, it's not only done kosher height. The inyan of hashgocha, the whoever doing it, he has the kavana lishma. Machine, according to this, machine does not have kavana. Medicine, the machine does not, even though you 100% it's kosher, or you the mashgiach and the goy and the cheresh, all of this, it's the same thing. There's no das over there of whoever is doing it should do lishma. But according to this, the first night machine matzah you cannot be yotzei the chavosei because there's no lishma. It's not done l'shem matzah, mitzvahs matzah. Okay, so according to this we would say fine. What about the other days? If you want to eat the other days machine matzah, you don't have to. There's no chiyuv to eat matzah. That's just it's it should be kosher. It's kosher lePesach. Like all the products you buy, it's kosher lePesach.
The lishma is only for the first.
The what?
The
lishma is only the first night. Oh, chutzlah 2 nights we do with Rabban. Fine. So, but the rest of the week I could eat as long as the kosher lePesach. There's hashgocha on it. So who cares? It's done through machine or goy did it even. There is hashgocha over there. So it's a good time. So that's first of all we established that the people that doing it for the first night machine matzahs, it's kimat only b'shas adchak. Even the Bach brings a maisa over there that somebody he brings on the marshal that if somebody ba'odam shaya tofus be'erev he was in jail. And the goyim wanted to help them to do the matzah, and they will do it in front of you, we'll do it out kosher, we're going to swear to you, it's going to be good. He didn't want to eat it the first night. Adke de kache, even during the other days he ate. You see from here this maisa, how important the lishma, whoever doing it have to do lishma. He couldn't do it, he didn't eat the matzah. He brings later on the Bach, he says the pshat in the story over there, he says he went out of his way to buy a very expensive matzah from somewhere else. But Lamaisa, one way or another, whether he ate expensive matzah or didn't eat matzah at all, Lamaisa, he did not eat their matzah, even though it was done, he was watching it.
But isn't it different by a guy in a machine? A machine has the das of the person who starts the machine.
You could, no, Lamaisa, we'll see from here, what's doing the mashgiach then? Cheresh shoita v'koton, yeah? Cheresh, shoita has no das also. Machine, let's compare it to a shoita. Shoita has no das. You're watching him doing it. He's doing it. No, it's in the, like Chasam Sofer said, whoever doing it have to have the lishma.
A shoita has no das. There's no one pushing a shoita's hands and doing it with his hands, meaning here you're
you're saying it, it's not only the das, you're going to a different thing. He's my extended hand, you're saying.
A person can't be an extended hand.
And I'm saying, so you're saying the machine, the chorah, is an extended hand. Okay, so we don't, like I said, from the poskim of Ir Mashma, there's an Indian you doing it lemaisa, not your extended hand.
We don't see that concept being discussed at all, though.
Right. Okay, so you see. Okay, so let me go to another thing over here now. I hear what you're saying. That's what you could argue, but lemaisa, why would you not do? In case it's wrong, why would you do such a mitzvah in such a questionable way? So, this, what's about the chol hamoed? Says like this: the chol hamoed, the Alter Rebbe and the Mishnah Berurah, they all bring. There's an Indian if in Tov Nun Gimel. The Alter Rebbe says like this in Halacha Shiur and Odom Yitzchak the Matzah Shmurah Yisrael Bichimutz L'Shem Pesach Shenemar Ushmartem Matzahs Shmurah Yisrael L'Shem Mitzvahs Matzah V'yesh Omrim L'Shem Mitzvahs Be'erev Techlo Matzahs V'yesh Omrim. That's the punchline. Why is not good during chol hamoed machine matzahs? V'yesh Omrim L'Shem Mitzvahs Shivas Yomim Techlo Matzahs. The hainu she'im shomro l'shem matzah she'echlenu b'zayin yemei Pesach yoytza bo v'chen iker. So according to this, if it have to be the l'shem shiva sim, there is an Indian even if you eat a matzah during the week chol hamoed, it was a shmir l'shem shiva sim to chol matzahs. A machine has no. In Pesach, it's different than all the other inyanim. That's a compromise in the shmir if there's no lishma.
It's not a kashrus problem.
Right, it's a lishma problem. Very good. It's a lishma, and the same thing brings the Mishnah Berurah. It brings also if Tov Nun Gimel. So kosva achroinim. The av the Medina and tzorich shimu l'shem matzah rak l'matzah shel leilas harishonos. That's the only time you need a real lishim or lishma. Aval l'shar yom daik shen b'em chash chometz Yisrael kedoshim hem v'nohagu l'asas shimu l'shem matzah b'chol ha'matzas mish'as tchina u'lefochas mish'as lisha. And then he brings in Tov Samach from the Gra. He was makpid to do the whole week also to eat matzahs that were down lishma. So you see from here there is an Indian the whole Pesach again. That's lechatchila that you want to be do the right way to eat matzahs that made lishma the odom l'shem. And by the way, there's a lot of according to this, there's a lot of bakeries. They take you need to know who's doing the matzahs. If even they eat it, but they don't have lishma, let's say they just do it. It's compromising the union of lishma. That's how they have to. In a lot of the bakeries, they say every few minutes l'shem mitzvahs matzah. They say it, but I'm saying the more some advertise that they have only Shomrei Torah mitzvahs, Yerushalayim working in the matzah, it's probably even better matzah because they're doing it lishma. So you see over here in Pesach, it's different than all the other products. It's not just knowing the fact it's kosher le Pesach. Yeah, it's good. The matzah have to be done l'shem shivas yom techol matzahs, and that kavanah lishma machine doesn't have it, and hashgacha cannot make it, cannot replace it. So according to this, it's better. Yeah, a terim there is a terim to eat machine matzah. B'diavad, even the first night if there's nothing else available, like according to Rav Hai Gaon. And even during the rest of chol hamoed, it's better to eat the whole Pesach only hands matzah. Shkoyach.